everybody. Welcome back to Your Full Crew. We are live from fabulous Las Vegas, the Commercial UAV Expo. I'm Dawn Zoldi, your host today, and the CEO of P3 Tech Consulting. And right now we have with us two incredible folks, and we're going to talk about their companies. They're sponsoring the stream. We've got Zev Nadler from UAS Strategic, as well as Dan Fuller from Clarify Consulting. So we're going to start with Zev. So Zev, please tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Zev Nadler. I've been in the UAS industry for about 7 years now. Represent several Israeli companies due to my command of Hebrew and the culture. I have a couple of American companies too that I represent. Basically doing fractional business development and helping people finance. I'm here at Commercial UAV because I come here every year. Literally, my first client from Israel was gleaned from here in 2022, and then 5 months later I made my biggest sale for them with a booth person or a booth company that was here at that one as well. So Commercial UAV is important for me, not just to get new business, but also to maintain the relationships that I have and meet new folks as well.
Awesome. Well, let's talk to you, Dan. Tell us a little about what you do in Clarify Consulting.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Don. Clarify Consulting, we've been focusing, working primarily with small, medium-sized businesses in the industry, helping them grow their market, focusing a lot on go-to-market strategies, product market fit, and strategic connections. Something Zev and I wanted to kind of announce here today, it was our collaboration together, helping companies with a broader scope within a fractional environment where together our skills offer more opportunity and can provide the client more than just the benefit of the one.
And like Dan said, the whole really is greater than the sum of the parts. You know, being able to pool our strategic connections and our relationships for a client is a great way to go.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're more competitive pricing, being that we are a smaller consulting firm than you might see, you know, with some of the larger ones. What we can do is, whether you're just starting out and you need to be cost conscious, or you're already established but you want a new silo to be hit or a new product to come out and you don't have the time or the effort for a new full-time employee, that's where we come in.
Well, you guys heard it here first, this strategic collaboration we've got going on with these two companies and these two gentlemen. Speaking of which, like, you've been here, Zev, you said many years at this show. What are you seeing this year that's like different maybe from previous years?
Great question. So two things. First of all, I see 6 companies that have hybrid UAVs.
That's huge. You're right.
That's big. Yeah. There's a company from Israel called Koft. They've got, you know, external generators. There's Skyfront right across from us.
Yep.
There's a Swiss company, and then Volatus is selling one. So yeah, I've seen a lot of those. The other thing is that people are more aware of what is advanced air mobility going to look like. How is the UTM going to fit in with that?
Right. With
the building up of counter drone. And I know it sounds weird, like why would counter drone have anything to do with air taxis? And the answer is because we need to know what we need to protect against before we put those birds up there. Which is why, Don, I'm going to be, not next week, but the week after in DC for a 3-day seminar on vertiports, because that's another reveal, is that I just bought an interest in a jetway bridge company that connects you from your gate to the jets. And they're being pinged about how do we build vertiports.
Yeah, you know, it's so interesting because when people think about vertiports, they don't think about all those things that are in traditional, conventional airports, right, like jet bridges that you're talking about. So that's going to be a huge part of the infrastructure, I believe, as well. So really cool.
Yeah.
So Dan, I'm going to ask you,
Yeah.
As you're walking around, what's the vibe you're feeling from this show?
Yeah, it's been really good this year. It seems really busy. A lot of people on the floor walking, and I'm noticing that over the years I've been coming, a maturity of the industry is occurring.
I think that's right.
I think products and services are getting closer and closer to what the market is wanting. in terms of operation and data and functionality, and individual capabilities are just improving along the way, creating a better solution in the end for the market. So we're just getting better every year, and it's really coming together, I think.
Awesome. All right, so what's next for both of you? We're going to roll to our next guest here shortly. So, Zev, I'll let you wrap up first, and then we'll go to Dan.
Okay, well, shameless plug for you is that literally everybody I've met of import has been through you, either through Dawn of Autonomy, from Full Crew, me going after the right people for advanced air mobility, understanding legislation from Law Tech Connect. So I want to thank you, not just for having us on today, but for everything you've done for my career and for my business. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Zev. That was, and I didn't pay him to say that. That was not a paid promotion. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much.
Did you want to know how to get in touch with me?
Yeah, how can people find you, Zev?
Okay, so I'm Zev, like Zulu Echo Victor.
Yep.
At uasstrategic.com.
All right, very good. And Dan, please wrap up.
Yeah, you can reach me at my website, clarifyconsultingllc.com, Dan at clarifyconsultingllc.com. And yeah, thanks a lot for having the opportunity to come here, and it's been great. Thank you.
It's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, next we've got, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Have a great rest of your show.
You too.
The incredible Maggie Schuster. So Maggie has been my partner in crime, if you will, on our drone law connections in Clubhouse ever since it began, like 5 years ago. Is it 5? 4? 5?
It feels like 20, but
Yeah,
yes.
it does. It's been a while, but so Maggie, you've been at this show before, and
Yes.
First of all, before we get into what you're seeing today and like throughout the show, tell people a little bit about what you're doing and about yourself.
Well, I think the first thing is that we're working, of course I'm working with Dawn, and different platform this time. When we started with Clubhouse, we used to do it once a week, and now we just go with the theme, and like this theme is OEM services, right?
Yeah, Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're launching the new month of September.
Right,
So, yeah.
so I'm going to be talking to several CEOs about their OEMs and their systems, and also their manufacturing, what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then the other kind of project that I'm working in is a show called NAS Integration on the FAA.gov website. So that's a great platform, and we're educating. I mean, obviously, safety when it comes to this industry.
Yeah.
And there's so many new different drones, there's different software, but ultimately we want to fly safe, because if we don't, then there's going to be a lot more shutdown regulations, and we don't want that, do we?
No, I mean, look, the industry's just taken off, and you just one bad incident, right, can really impact, have a strategic impact.
Right. And I want to say, what I really like to see is everyone, crewed or uncrewed, seeing that we have one sky and we have one responsibility, and that is flying safe and being a good example. So,
Absolutely. So Maggie, you've been walking around the floor, you've been talking to a lot of companies. What's your impression of the show this year? Like, is there, let me ask this. What's the one new, really cool, interesting thing that you saw so far?
Oh, that's hard.
It is, because there's been a lot of cool things.
Hard.
I'm seeing, I'll tell you what mine is. I saw this cool drone. It's like a ball, like a sphere, and it's got like 3 things coming out. Like, I'd never seen anything like this before.
Really?
Yeah, it's all the way in the back.
Is it for mining?
No, it was like for loitering, so I felt like it was like a Homeland Security, public safety kind of focus.
Yeah.
But anyway, more to follow on that. But what have you seen?
Well, I've seen a lot, but what I'm really seeing is a lot more software. So we already have hardware, and we don't need to reinvent the hardware, because honestly, most of the drones there might be some differences, a little here, a little there.
There's a lot of weird new ones coming out, Maggie. I'm just saying, there's a lot of interesting designs.
But
we're going to see one in a second, by the way.
We're looking at flight time. We're looking at how connectivity. We're looking at payloads. Those are the main things when we're looking for the hardware. And the software, that's where it's really opening up, and you're seeing so many different innovative things. With AI, it is really...
AI is the buzzword of the day. We're going to have some software companies on here momentarily, We've got Vodix, drone orchestration software, and Airspace Link is doing amazing things for airspace management. So we'll have both of them on the show here shortly. But Maggie, how can folks, like, other than listening to you on Clubhouse this year, how else can they find you or reach you?
Well, you can find me on Dawn's website.
Yeah, there's that.
That's probably the easiest. It's Maggie at youraerialview.com is how you get a hold of me.
Yeah.
I do consulting. And my pet project, can I tell them about my pet project?
Super quick, because we got to roll.
We're looking for jobs for autistic young adults. 80% of autistic young adults that graduate from high school don't have a job. So I am trying to find jobs for them in this industry because I think it's a great way of diversity and bringing in some talent that hasn't been even touched yet.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank
Have
you
fun,
for
guys,
everything you
everyone.
do. All right, next up we've got Frank Cazo. He's coming over here from Leica Geosystems, and he's bringing his Black to Fly. I love this drone. It is so cool. Watch my computer there, dude. Yeah, can you fit?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So, all right, first of all, tell everybody who you are, Frank, and what you do at Leica Geosystems.
Yeah, so Frank Cazo, I am reality capture national, doing not just BLK to fly, but its little brother, the BLK to go. This is for smaller spaces.
I'm going to grab that thing. All right, here we go. So this is the handheld one, right, that you can put into tunnels and all kinds of different places, right?
Manholes upside down.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool,
Right?
cool.
And
I called it Black to Fly, but you guys call it BLK?
BLK to fly, BLK to go, BLK
To go.
360.
I'll take one to go, please.
Yeah, there you
All
go.
right, so tell us about the BLK to Fly
Yeah.
and show us this guy.
Sure, so BLK to fly, autonomous flying drone, right? That's
It's
where
like all folded up right here.
Yeah, that's where the industry's going right now, autonomy, right? So it's got the obstacle avoidance, 1.5 meter. Basically, you do polygonal fence, a building, a facade, a roof. You hit go, the obstacle avoidance kicks in. It does its own flight path, right? When it's done, returns to user, rinse and repeat. So very simple autonomy.
I love it. It's starting to vibrate. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to put it down.
Sure, sure thing.
So, super cool. I met Frank. Gosh, what show were we at, Frank?
Denver. It was
we
at
were
a
in Denver
show.
at Geo Week, which is also a diversified communications event. And when I saw this thing, I'm like, this is so cool. I got to know Frank. By the way, fun fact, Leica Geosystems is sponsoring the Dawn of Autonomy month of December, which is the best of 2024. So stay tuned for more from Frank and some of his teammates on that. But Frank, you've obviously been to Geo Week, you've been to other shows. As you've been walking around, what is new and different this year, do you think, in terms of the technology that we're seeing compared to other years?
Yeah, I think we're seeing longer flight times, which is always good.
Oh, that's huge, yeah.
Yeah, and that's like the number one thing. Okay, when are we going to be able to go for an hour or two? Not yet. Can't get there yet, but we're getting there. And the other major, not breakthrough, we've been there, but everything is becoming easier, more autonomy, less human interaction. Right, the less I can touch my drone, the less I can touch my BLK to go.
I'm sorry, everybody.
The better I
did
am.
a weird hand wave and my AI camera triggered. So speaking of AI, you gotta love the thing when it's not like doing crazy stuff. So all right. So tell me, Frank, then what's next for you?
So, in terms of shows, I will be at Autodesk, so y'all come see us. That's better. Okay.
We're getting cozy here.
Yeah. I'm kind of out of the picture there. But no, I am national, so I'm not in product development. I am account manager. I'm in sales, so happy to come and demo any of my products and show your clients or anybody else how to make things faster, easier, better, simpler.
All right, and now how can they reach you?
Frank Cazo, LinkedIn, frank.cazo.leicaus.com.
All right.
I don't do
Very good.
Twitter. Not
or X or whatever they're calling themselves
Right.
today. I know, exactly. It's
on.
kind of gone downhill, I agree. All right, so great to see you. Thank
Good
you
to see
so
you.
much.
See you
And
around,
remember,
Don. Thank
December,
you.
Dawn of Autonomy with Leica Geosystems.
Thank you,
So,
Don.
all right,
Cheers.
thank you. Next up, we've got Michael Helander. Michael's almost like a regular on our streams here. Michael is with Airspace Link, and Airspace Link sponsored our FAA drone and AAM symposium stream, which, by the way, Michael, you don't know this. Yeah, we have well over 550 views on that just on my LinkedIn.
Awesome.
Yeah,
All right,
and you had big reveals there.
Yeah.
So again, real quick, for those that don't know you, tell them who you are and what you do.
Michael Helander, CEO of Airspace Link. We are a UAS integration platform. Some people say the Google Maps of drones. We manage and support the authorization of recreational pilots all the way up to advanced operators. We currently have a pretty big market share. We have over 100,000 operators a month use our platform for checking the airspace.
Yeah.
That's been going up a lot. We do about 30,000 checks a day. It's pretty incredible.
That's amazing.
And that's on the lower end. And then we work those people up to Part 107 pilots.
Yeah.
And then they're managers that manage crews and have fleet and asset management systems, drone detection systems, and so on. So we're a complete drone solution targeting cities right now. Cities are a big deal for us.
Yeah.
And they are growing. Their drone program's huge right now. So we're spending a lot of time with them.
Well, that's great. Now, you have a booth here now.
Yes.
And you've had booths here in years past.
Yes.
Tell
5
me
years.
a little bit about the traffic, the people, the companies coming to your booth, and maybe how this year is either the same, different, like what,
Yeah.
in that context, like how has that evolved?
Well, it's interesting. 5 years ago, it was just me and my wife in the
Yeah,
startup booth.
Anna, yeah.
Yeah, me and Anna. It's funny. We stood here. I remember AirMap coming up to our booth and say, "Who are you guys?
Yeah,
what
yeah,
are you
yeah.
doing?"
Yeah.
So that was a long time ago, and
Yeah.
I'm scooting in.
I know.
So back then it was, I don't know, just a little bit different. It was more operational, just getting operations done.
Oh, good point, good
this
point.
year, there's a bit more flavor around 108 and some of the things coming in. With
Beyond
UTM.
visual line of
Yep.
sight,
Yep.
UAS traffic management,
Yeah, which we're...
integration.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of hardware companies here this year. Feels like a lot of different drone.
Different
frames.
drones. That's
Different
what I
drone
said.
frames.
Like, there's some companies that used to be here as a staple that,
Yeah.
well, maybe they're not doing so great and they're not
Yeah.
here. But then I see all these new ones.
Yeah. There's a lot of new. There's a board out front that has all the new
Oh,
exhibitors.
okay, I'm gonna
That
have to take
was
a
way
picture.
more than I've ever. I'm surprised. So,
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a new guard. How about that?
There's a
Seems
new,
like a
yeah.
guard
It's like
that's
Gen
coming.
Gen
Yeah,
Z or
there you
something.
go.
I don't know of
Yeah.
drones right now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
A lot of hardware.
Very,
I would say
very
that,
cool.
That's the theme.
Yeah,
Hardware.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
All right, so great. What's
What's
next?
new?
Yeah, what's new? What's
So
next?
we always have something new.
Yeah.
So last time it was all our partnerships, which
Yeah.
has been amazing. They're doing great in the platform. We did announce formally our UTM platform. So we kind of always had it, but
Yeah.
we just have had Tyler Dix is our head of product in
Okay.
that area. He's been working with the ASTM standards group,
Yeah.
with the key site and a lot of the field testing.
Yeah.
And he's heading up that division, so we've put a lot of resources towards it. We see a path forward with the FAA, so we're going to start developing. I call it the today it's being used probably low revenue generating effort.
Okay, sure.
But we know in the future it's going to be huge.
Oh, it's gonna
all
be
the
ginormous.
operators, we have 5,000 businesses and governments on our platform today.
Yeah.
Many of them are going to want to upgrade to a UTM and or 108 capabilities.
Well,
So-
I was going to say, bottom line is 108 UTM,
Yes.
yin yang.
Yep.
We heard from the FAA that UTM will be part of the 108 rule. We know this.
Yep.
We don't know what it's going to look like, but we know it's going to be
Yep.
in there.
And
so, yeah.
we're hearing pretty strongly from Jeffrey Vincent today that it's going to be, it's going to go out for comments by the end of the year. Like they're pushing hard. They can't
so
say, but they're
get
feeling
ready
good.
for the Christmas Eve or New
That's
Year's Eve
what
release.
it was with remote ID.
Yay!
Remember
I
remote
do
ID
remember.
came?
I'm like,
Yeah.
I was commissioned by Inside
Yeah.
Unmanned Systems
Yeah.
magazine to write an
Yeah.
article, and I remember me and General Poss, like, over Christmas, like,
Yeah.
because we co-wrote one of those together.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah.
But because Ops Over People came out right
Yeah.
around the same time as
Yeah.
well. So anyway, so how can people reach you? How can they find you?
Airspacelink.com. You can find me there. LinkedIn.
Okay.
Michael Helander.
All right.
At LinkedIn.
There you go.
That's
You
the
know where
best
to
way.
find him
Find me
now.
on LinkedIn.
So, all right, very good.
So,
Well, thank you
all right,
again,
thank
Michael.
you.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Congrats on the UTM.
Thank you.
All right, next we've got Alex Momond, Alex was actually on our Dawn of Autonomy recently. This was, you're gonna have to squeeze in, like, I know it's, we're gonna get cozy. Here, Alex, I'm gonna move over, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna lock this camera in, because for some reason it like triggered again. Okay, so get closer to me.
Okay.
All right, here we go. There he is. Okay, so fun fact, Alex's show was the one show ever where I got kicked out of Skype for about 20 minutes, and Alex was like a one-man show doing the podcast by himself, very admirably, by the way, did a great job, and wrote an article about what he's doing. But Alex, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, like that 30-second elevator pitch.
Yeah, so my name is Alex Momond. I spent over 12 years developing critical infrastructure in Afghanistan with the US military. I'm now back in the United States, and I have developed a AI platform called Cortex Aegis, which is utilizing edge computing and real-time situational awareness, specifically focusing on first responders, and really bringing AI to the edge.
So wait a minute, we got a name now, Alex, because we didn't have a name a couple weeks ago. What's the name?
Cortex Aegis.
You heard it here first, everybody. Cortex Aegis is his AI. So that's super exciting. Alex, this is your very first commercial UAV.
It is.
And you're kind of on the hunt for some drone partners, possibly, you know, looking around, see what else is out there in this industry. As you're walking the floor, what are your first impressions?
Well, my first impression is that, my goodness, there's a lot going on, and how much has developed since the time that I was first introduced to drones. And secondly, how can AI integrate with UAVs? And I'm seeing lots of sensors, lots of data. So for me, this is something
data.
I love it. Give it all.
Yeah.
And to be able to speak to these manufacturers and see, you know, are they utilizing AI at this time and point? Are they potential early adopters to AI? And really having these in-depth conversations with these various vendors, it's given me a great amount of insight in how AI can play a pivotal role with UAVs.
Absolutely. I mean, no doubt. It's all about the data, but data means nothing if it's not providing actionable intelligence. In other words, if you got to cull through stuff for like 500 hours and still not know what you're looking at, or not easily, you know, it's not helpful. So I love what you're doing, Alex. What's next for you? You've got maybe some demos coming up?
Correct, yes. The next steps to take a demo and bring it, you know, in real time to the first responder, that's the next step, and specifically making sure that those early adopters see a very basic beta form of what this AI would look like. And for those early adopters to be the champions of their organizations, to be able to bring AI to their installation, to their organization, whether it's a business or it's a government entity. And that's going to be the next step, is just being able to showcase not only to government but to local businesses on how AI can integrate with their existing infrastructure, how it can save them money, how it can save lives. So there's a lot going on this year where we're looking forward to many demos that are going to be groundbreaking and disruptive. And we'll be really showcasing what Cortex Aegis can do in real time.
All right, very good. I love the name. I can't wait to catch up with this guy because it's been a little while. So thanks so much, Alex. Great to see you. I'll talk to you very soon.
Look forward to it.
All right, cool. All right, next up, we've got two for the price of one. We've got Edwin Sanchez,
Hey, Dawn.
our buddy from Vonix, who I met a couple years ago, I'm going to say at Exponential, and
Andrew Swift.
with
I'm with the Sheriff's Office in California, one of the largest Sheriff's Office in California, and I run our UAS program.
All right, very good. Now, Edwin, introduce yourself a little bit. I kind of gave a little bit, but tell them
Edwin
about
Sanchez, Vonix, drone orchestration and automation software. You know, we're actually making it strides in the DFR arena in the United States with automation, drone in the box, and all sorts of different cool things. That's why Andrew is with us, you know, because I really wanted to bring a testament of the big progress we have made with DFR programs. He's going to tell us a little bit more later. We're happy to be here with you.
Well, I love that. I love that you got basically a software creator, brings the client, the customer, and I love that you're doing this together. By the way, couple weeks, Edwin and You also, right? You're both going to be, I believe, on the Dawn of Autonomy podcast, so stay tuned for that. Going to be awesome, but tell me, guys, have you gone to the drone responders event at all this year? What are you hearing, seeing there in terms of DFR evolution at this show that's maybe different from previous years?
Sure. So I think the biggest stride we've seen is with the FAA. You know, I'm with a few different groups where we work hand in hand with the FAA all the time to try to help drive innovation, try to help get public safety agencies BVLOS operations. And we've seen a big step forward from last year to this year with the first responder BVLOS waiver that's now templated, very easy for agencies to get. And we just had a great discussion with 3 head FAA guys that work with us all the time, just in a seminar I got out of. And so that's what this expo is always great about, is they bring all the key players here, from federal organizations to the hardware vendors, the software vendors, and everybody you need if you're in the UAS space is here at this show.
And I can tell you, I'm sorry, Andrew. I mean, I just wanted to add to that is that the uptake of DFR department and the police departments actually looking at the DFR technology and software for orchestration, that's been great. I mean, accelerated. In the last 3 weeks, we saw 20 police departments activating a trial with us.
What?
In the
20?
United States.
In
Can
3
you
weeks?
believe that? 3 weeks. Great.
Whoa.
And the reason why is because they got funding, in July, so they just, we have money to just test things. So we're happy for it. We're seeing that, as a big trend in the US. That's why we really want to, have a sharp focus on that as Vodix, and I think it's been great. We've been honing on the technology with Andrew in the last year, so it's police solutions made and honed in by police people.
Now you are collaborating basically at this point, right? You're like consulting with Vodix.
Yeah, so I consult with Vodix, and I got behind Vodix and I started consulting with them because I saw how motivated they were to bring a really good solution at a good price point to the public safety space, which sometimes is hard for us to find. When we're working on public dollars, they're limited, and we have to be good stewards of those dollars. And so the software has to work, but it also has to come in at a good price. And I've been lucky enough to work with Edwin and Vodix for the last year. We've really created a DFR program that was built, for cops by a cop, and it comes in at a great price point, and I'm really excited about it.
And Don, we've been talking about this for quite a while, you know that, and now Vodix is faster, better, and more affordable for police departments. And by the way, something we discussed together a long time ago, being drone agnostic is key to helping all these organizations.
Right.
They were actually just walking the path that we set out to walk a long time ago, and we're happy for it. Thank you for just trusting in us.
Well, and by the way, you, Edwin, were the very first product release we ever did, Mike Peel and myself, as part of that full crew brand. And if you want to check out the Vodix drone orchestration software demo video, basically, it's on my website. It's also on theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
I just remember you would bring it to the shows. You had it on a loop, showing people, really walking people through that platform. And I'm sure over time, it's now evolved and it's got DFR as well. So
actually, I can testify. I was telling Andrew earlier today that that was the first video I had in my channel with you.
Yeah.
And it's been great because a lot of people have told me, hey, it's because of what I saw in Don's, conversation with you that I decided to go with you. So thank you so much for that. It's been great.
Well, you are the star, as always. It's always the guys and the gals on these shows or on these videos that are the star of it, and so many great stories to tell. Very blessed to be able to help share these stories. But on that note, how do people get in touch with you? Let's start with you, Andrew.
So you can get in touch with me through Vodix at aswift@vodix.com. If you're interested in learning more or talking to somebody who actively uses it for a live DFR program for a large public safety agency, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about anything UAS related and public safety related. That's why I'm here.
And we got a new tagline, FCBC, for cops by cops, right?
I
love that. There you go. It's going on the website. All right. So Edwin, how do folks get in touch with you?
It's Sanchez at Vodix.com, or you can go to our website and activate a trial. Just contact us and ask for the trial, and we'll be more than happy to help you go through that process. If you're actually a police department or any public agency, for sure we're going to be together along with Andrew helping you go through that process. In less than 5 minutes, you may be actually operating with this very robust technology.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Looking forward to talking to you more later in the month on the Dawn of Autonomy. Like I said, everybody, stay tuned for that. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your show.
See you there.
All right,
Yeah,
see you.
love it. Thank you. Bye.
All right, and last but not least, pulling up the anchor here position, we've got Lauren from Caresoft. We are actually, if you haven't figured it out, because the logo's been flashing behind us, we are at the Caresoft booth. Caresoft was the sponsor of our 4th annual Flash Mob Networking Happy Hour this year. It was Monday. It was awesome. We had so many people show up, and it really just started those connections. So thank you again for that. So Lauren, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Sure, so nice to see everyone again this year. I'm Lauren Regetz. I'm our sales team lead for our autonomy and robotics vertical over at Caresoft.
All right, very good. And that includes robots, drones, maybe someday air taxis. I keep trying to tell them about that.
Yes, we're looking into
yeah, I know. But all kinds of things. So, and you also dabble in space, is that right?
Yes, very exciting news. We just launched our space tech vertical. So I know we've been working with you on building that out as well, doing a lot in SATCOM, PNT, and geospatial mapping associated with all the satellites.
Now, Caresoft has a booth. That's where we're sitting, obviously. Lauren, this is your, if I recall correctly, this is your second show.
Third.
This is your oh my gosh, are you kidding?
I know.
Because I remember
It's
when
crazy as time flies.
yeah, I mean, I think I've been working for you guys for like 5 years. And when I started, I remember like, you guys have to come to this show. And now you've been here 3 years. What are you seeing in terms of the folks coming to your booth? What are they asking about? Like, what are they wanting to know?
Yeah, so what's really unique and different about Caresoft is that we're focused on selling into the public sector agencies. So we really help these partners to get on these government contracting vehicles. So if a state and local or DoD or civilian agency is saying, hey, we really need this drone to complete our mission for XYZ, but we have no way to procure this drone, they'll come to Caresoft, get on those contracting vehicles, and easily be able to get that hardware, software, services over to the end users.
And by the way, everybody, Lauren was on the Dawn of Autonomy, explained all of this. Lacey Ween, who works with Lauren, has been on the show. So there's a lot of great content and information about Caresoft on my website, as well as articles that we publish with AUVSIZ Brief. So really awesome, because I think, when people think about the federal government, I think their brains go right to DoD, which you also work with, but they don't really appreciate all the other GSA, the NASA SOUP contract, and state, local, tribal, territorial contracts, vehicles, very similar. You guys are on all of them.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
We're the top contract holder for, like you mentioned, GSA, NASA SOUP. We have a number of cooperative purchasing agreements in the state and local and education business. We also work with healthcare agencies, Canadian business, all of that.
Yeah, so awesome. All right, so Lauren, did you get a chance to walk around at all?
Slightly. I'm going to try a little bit more right now during this little bit more downtime, socializing, networking hour, stop by some more booths, and really excited to continue on to day 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you again, Lauren. That's all she wrote, guys. This is the end of this show. We really appreciate you tuning in. And next year, year 5, not only for P3 Tech Consulting, but for the Flash Mob Networking Happy Hour, and it's going to be another great year. So see you later. We are out here.
Bye.
So we have with us here Tom Sawyer from Grand Sky, and Tom, welcome.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
So tell everybody a little bit about what you do there.
Sure. I'm the developer and overall manager of Grand Sky. We are a flight test and operations facility helping UAS companies get their aircraft in the air and get hours on aircraft and proof of concept. We also help large companies like Northrop Grumman and General Atomics get MQ-9s and Global Hawks up in the air. And it's fun to have the big aircraft and small aircraft. So my job is to keep that place running day in and day out.
Awesome. So you've been to this show before. Tell us what has changed over time. What are you seeing this year that maybe is different from last year?
Yeah, that's a great question. The show is a little different, and as we kind of look around the floor, there's a lot more companies that aren't just trying to figure out how to connect their Wi-Fi to a drone anymore. There's some really incredible technology here, very purpose-built technology for very specific things, from mapping to carrying. I'm seeing a lot of much larger drones that we would start to say are verging into the Class 2 area. So I'm pretty excited about what I'm seeing. I'm really excited about walking around. I'm looking for heavy lift drones. I'm looking for drone-in-the-box solutions for security and infrastructure inspection, and I want to find some heavy lift, not that heavy, maybe 50 kilograms is all I need right now, but I needed to go 50 nautical miles too, so that's what I want. And
by the way, if you don't know why he wants these, you got to watch our world premiere of Project Ultra, which streamed a little bit ago. Go back and check that out, where Tom and some of his colleagues from Grand Forks, North Dakota, talk about this project with the DoD for logistics, counter UAS, UTM, UAS traffic management. It's going to be amazing. So Tom, I hope you're having some luck on the floor. Tell everybody kind of what's next for you, and of course how they can reach you.
Sure, you can always get a hold of us at projectultra-uas.com, and you can always find us at grandskynd.com, or you can find Dawn, and Dawn knows where I am usually. So,
yes, I do.
We are, what's next for us is we are going to start flying logistics flights between Grand Forks Air Force Base and Cavalier Space Force Station, and we are focusing a lot of energy on incorporating active sensing technologies and UTM technologies to do the flights and be able to conduct those flights safely in the NAS. No military airspace required. We want to do this. We've started briefings with the FAA. They've indicated their strong support for this project. So that's about what we're going to do over the next year. Hopefully by this time next year, we'll be presenting what we've learned about flying logistics flights in North Dakota.
And as for what's next, everybody, come to the UAS Summit in Grand Forks, North Dakota. It's in early October. You get to see Tom and really the whole entire community up there. Feel the vibe. It's amazing. And I will be there, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there. So Tom, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Great to see you as always.